Hello and welcome to the CorranCast Variety Hour with Corran and Batmouse Star Wars Day Special. I'm Corran, and with me, of course, is Batmouse.
Hey, howdy, hey.
All right. So, Batmouse, it's Star Wars Day. So, I wanted to make this intro a little more inclusive. If any non-Star Wars CCGers are out there, what is your history with Star Wars as a whole?
My history with Star Wars as a whole. I was born in 1983, and I don't remember a time where Star Wars was not present in my life. From my uncle and my dad and everybody else in my family, just Star Wars is on, we're gonna sit down and watch it. Back in the day, here in LA, we had KTLA Channel 5. Would run Star Wars like other channel run It's a Wonderful Life. We have the rights to it. It doesn't cost us anything. We're gonna throw it on, kind of thing. So we'd watch Star Wars. I think I've seen A New Hope 1,100 times before the time I was 15. Like, Star Wars has always been present in my life, and it's better for it.
Okay. Yeah. I remember with watching Star Wars on TV, and I'm a few years younger than you, but I do remember very early years they used to play Star Wars on Thanksgiving. That was a big thing that the Star Wars trilogy would, and I think probably like because of when we ate Thanksgiving dinner or whatever, a lot of times I would end up just seeing Return of the Jedi. So actually, the first time I saw A New Hope was special edition in '97. My dad took my best friend Jeff and I. He was and who longtime Kendall cast listeners will know Jeff from the movie roundtable. He has had a lot of personal things, what with having like a wife and kids and stuff, so he doesn't have time to do the movie roundtable right now. But he was on it for a while. But my dad took us to see A New Hope, and it was at the new Lenox movie theater was the name of the complex, which is still there, although it's changed ownership. And it was the first time I'd ever seen a movie in stadium seating. It was just a bigger theater than I'd ever been to before, and it was one of those premieres where like they tell everybody to move to the center, so because the theater is like all the way sold out. It was a huge thing, and the guy, I just remember the guy coming out and introducing the movie at the beginning, and he's like, "Welcome to the 7 p.m. Saturday night showing of Beverly Hills Ninja," which, of course,
I actually love that movie.
I've never seen it.
I really like that movie.
I know it's Chris Farley, but yeah, I've never seen it. Then so you watched it a lot as a kid. Were you were you into the video games? Did you read the books? How deep did your fandom go? Excluding the card game.
Excluding the card game, I read every original trilogy era book that came out until Disney decided to eradicate my childhood, when they turned everything into legacy books. Literally every book that had come out, I owned. Um, I'm very deep into the books. My youngest daughter is named Alana, who is the child of Tenoka and Jason
Jason
Solo.
Solo. Okay.
Yeah, sits on the throne of the Force. You know, I'm very deep into Star Wars.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you're not one of those posers that just read the Thrawn trilogy and thinks they've read all the books.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously regular listeners know that I've done a lot with Star Wars in my fandom. I feel like I was like almost exactly Jason and Jaina's age when the books were coming out. They were 14, 15, 16 when I was 14, 15, 16. And I didn't read the Young Jedi Knights books. But I read the New Jedi Order, most of those, and I read from the end of New Jedi Order on. I read pretty much everything, and then I've filled in gaps. I think my last count is I've read like 81 Legends novels, so not too bad. But I have some obvious gaps. I haven't finished the X-Wing series. That's my goal this year, is to finish them. I have read the Corran Horn ones though.
Yes,
So,
obviously. When you get to the Race Squadron ones, I really loved the Race Squadron books. Those are great too.
I'm in the first Wraith Squadron one right now, and it hasn't quite hooked me yet, but I'm sure that we'll get there. But I really enjoyed the first like four or so, with Corran Horn and everything. But even those I've been reading probably last 5 years. Like I said, I have a lot of gaps in there, but I just try to kind of always be working on something Star Wars, whether it's watching a show, whether it's reading a comic or reading a novel. I've read a bunch of the comics, but not anywhere near all of them. Yeah. Anyway, so those are our Star Wars bona fides. Have you done anything special for Star Wars Day in the last few years that would be fun to talk about?
So CCG, we a couple years ago we had a Star Wars CCG tournament on May the 4th, and then we turned right around and we went and watched one of the movies on May the 4th, and I believe it was Phantom Menace that had turned around and was there. But I could be completely wrong too. It's just great to go and watch movies with your friends, and to get to sit in a movie theater with all of my fellow Star Wars CCG nerds, and drag my wife along, and drag Matt Thornton's wife along. That was great.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw you were with us when we saw Revenge of the Sith last year, right? Or were you not in New Jersey?
No, I was not in New Jersey last year.
Okay, well,
I did miss out, but I have a terrible travel experience to New Jersey, so that is why I may never go back to New Jersey. Without like advance like notice of like, oh, I need to fly in like 2 days ahead so that I can arrive, more than 30 minutes before an event starts.
It is really cool seeing Star Wars movies in theaters, and just like kind of because I watched these movies hundreds of times as a teenager, but like I've sort of my relationship. First of all, there's so much Star Wars. It's like, why would I just watch the same movies over and over again when I could, read a new Star Wars story or watch, I'm not even caught up on, I'm a couple episodes behind on the Maul cartoon, So, but being able to see them in theaters and that like really special experience, even a movie as bad as Return of the Jedi. I when I saw Return of the Jedi in theaters for their anniversary showing a couple years ago, it was great.
And
All
you know
right.
that Return of the Jedi is very high up on my list. I would love to go watch that. I will go anytime that actually hits theaters. I do make it a point of it to go and see that movie in theaters. But we also, I took my, my kids were sick from school in the past when Force Awakens came out, and we did the whole marathon. We did the
Oh
entire
wow.
saga when Force Awakens came out. 20. It was great.
The only times I've done the entire saga is one time in high school. I did straight through one through six, and then as an adult, I remember doing a drunken night where we watched at least the original trilogy. We may have watched the original trilogy and the prequels, but I sort of I sort of let myself watch the movies one at a time now. Like if I'm gonna watch, every year or so, I try to watch at least one of them. And yeah, like I said, I watch all the new stuff. Um, yeah. All right. So we're gonna go into a segment now. Our first segment. We're calling. What did I give it a name? Is it like Batmouse's Chef Batmouse or something? Let me see.
I didn't see a
Uh,
name.
let's see.
Like Batmouse.
Oh,
Batmouse
Batmouse's
cooks Star Wars.
barbecue.
Oh, Batmouse's barbecue.
Okay, hopefully I didn't. I just totally. Oh man. Well, luckily I'm not using the Riverside or the live feed for your picture because I forgot that I was just sharing my screen with it, and it totally yeah it totally just popped up as Slack for a second. But yeah, Batmouse's barbecue, and we probably have and special thanks to Dan for the logo. Um, Dan made some logos for us at the last minute.
We very
So
much
we'll
appreciate them.
switch. Yeah, so we'll switch there. So the premise of this segment is that I'm going to present Batmouse with a creature, and Batmouse, you are a culinarily schooled, trained cook guy. So you are going to tell me how you would cook this creature,
Sure.
how you would serve it. So we're going to start with the first creature that I ever owned. We're going to start with the bogwing.
We're gonna start with the slimy chicken because that is bogwing. Yeah, I would equate that to a slimy chicken. At least on the exterior. And I'm trying to pull it up because I want to look at the card before I carve the thing into a bunch of little pieces for everybody.
Can you see it in my Riverside?
Yes, I can. Oh, that's also why though. I had it on a separate one. I think I like the upfront, the dark side. Is that the light side? I can never tell which one has the light side or the dark side version of the card.
Oh yeah, so that's the dark side. There's the light side version.
Okay. I guess we'll cook the light side version.
All right.
So bogwing, you're not gonna get really anything out of the wing other than, I mean, you might be able to turn that into like crackling, like a chicharron
Okay.
of bogwing to give you a little bit of texture to go with. The rest of it is just chicken insect. Yeah. Once you break it down, it have flying predators, so it muscles are a little bit tougher. Might have to go like what you would do with a rooster. You make a coq au vin.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna do with the bogwing. We're gonna we're gonna panzer it off. Then we're gonna braise it down, and let everything get tender there, and then we're gonna fry off we're gonna chop down its wing, and turn that into crackling. So like a little like jerky candy to go over the top for texture.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So next up, can I spell? There we go. We've got a good old Bubo.
Got a good old Bubo. Wow. Like it feels like the cross between a dog and a fish.
Okay.
Like a dogfish. But because it's in landbound. Planet sites except Hoth. Well, it can't get too cold then. Well, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. I definitely just I think I want to like treat this like I would like pulled pork. I just want to I want to get it down, maybe brine it, after skinning it, obviously, and then I'm just gonna throw it in the smoker for, I don't know, like probably 16 hours, because that thing looked pretty tough. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make pulled Bubo.
All right, that makes sense. All right, I'm gonna just throw you a nice little softball here. Using the OBS plugin that Gurgle posted on the forums to pull up these cards. By the way, for any aspiring content creators out there, it's a really good plugin to be able to pull up cards. So the porg, how would you cook a porg?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Chewy already took care of this one for me. He plucked it and stuck it on a stick and roasted it over a fire, and that seems pretty good to me.
So I will say that scene when he cooks the porg is one of the scenes that kind of bugs me. Okay. Because these porgs have just watched him murder and cook their brother, and they were fine with that. But then when he goes to start to eat it, that's when they make their little teary face and stuff.
Yeah, that's when they get sad.
So it's like, look, there's ethics to eating meat. It's certainly unethical or whatever, but I eat a lot of meat. But when I feel guilty is not when I eat the meat; it's when I throw the meat away. Like earlier today, we had some ham that I had done up meal preps around Christmas time, because my wife works for a barbecue place and they do hams at Christmas time. And so I had done up meal preps, and some of them, well, first of all, the ham wasn't very good, so a lot of them didn't get eaten, but some of them had shifted their way to the bottom of the deep freeze, and I was cleaning it out. And so I had like 3 full meals worth of ham that I just threw out. And I'm like, that pig died in vain, you know? And yeah, so it always bugs me when he, it's the one problem with Last Jedi.
I will say that it bothers me to see any waste of an animal. I will say that I'm also Native American, so we use everything. We'll find a way to honor its sacrifice and use.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now how about this guy, the space slug?
Wow, that is probably going to be the largest escargot I will ever do.
You think it would cook? You think the space slug cooks up like a regular slug?
I mean, I can't equate whether, if we put like space salt on it, would it start to like dissolve too? I don't know. It's large enough, No, there's definitely no. I mean, butter braise, but I mean, a butter braise solves everything, though. If we're gonna be honest, lots of butter, lots of herbs, lots of salt. really solve just about everything.
Yeah, these creatures. I kind of felt like I was actually choosing the easier ones, but I guess a lot of these Star Wars creatures. Well, probably they wouldn't make a creature of like an herbivore. We don't have a nerf. Um, you know,
Yeah.
so
I mean, I'm also just, I'm imagining that there are no spaceborne entities that I have to worry about. Everything is cooked in a completely, all possible space bugs have been eliminated from our food. We're just gonna go with that. Um, but I say space bug, and doing it like an escargot because of the mucus that you found, like when they're in the cave,
okay,
right? When he's stomping around, that's what you have. But you could obviously just start cutting steaks out of this, and
right. Well, and also you could, like, who says? I mean, we said that we want to eat the whole thing, but maybe you just harvest the mucus and you turn that into it. Maybe that's like a whole thing of you fly your ship into the mouth of the space slug, you
and
cut a
just
little,
like
you get some
scraping.
of its, yeah, you like kind of scraping stuff out, and then you got to get out before it eats you.
I mean, that's the other thing is like, you have to kill this thing to be able to like cook it. I mean, the ferocity to destiny that could be extremely dangerous. Um, yeah, let's carve steaks out of this, but the mucus, that feels like you can really do something with some space citrus and turn it into a marinade for whatever steaks it's got outer extremities. You could kind of, maybe this is more like an eel. Like let's do some space slug sushi.
Okay. I got rid of that picture a little too fast, but maybe I'll edit it back in. Um, so if it looks weird, then that it looks weird. Okay, so this one, people do eat rancor steaks. I'm pretty sure that is a thing
There,
in
yeah,
universe.
there are rancor steaks and yeah, that's just meaty. Look at that shoulder. You're gonna be able to take that apart and treat that like a Thor's hammer. I mean, that's
Oh,
a really bit.
Thor's hammer that's a cut of steak, right?
Thor's hammer is like in her shank, right? How
Okay.
it's like from the leg. But I'm, you know, just looking. I'm looking at the picture. That shoulder looks pretty great. I want some of that. Get some
Okay.
Rancor chicken wings out of the thing.
All right. Another one that I suspect they actually do. I hope they eat because otherwise, um,
Disney did it wrong.
Luke is a serial killer, or Luke is a
Oh,
psychopath. Is the Womp Rats? Luke is known to bullseye Womp Rats. So yeah, how
we're skinning it. We're making lechon out of this womp rat. We're we're sticking the thing in the ground. We're letting it roast on the ground. We're
okay?
gonna we're we're gonna get like some really good crackling off of this thing.
All right, all right. We're moving through these. See, this is where I never know how long these things are going to take. But
And how many we
I
want to
did.
put in? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got 10 of them. So I think at this rate we probably can do all 10 before we go into your uh, before we go into yours. Light side or dark side? Okay, I think the dark side one looks more appetizing. What about vine snake?
Vine snake is, I'm gonna treat that like a regular snake. I'm gonna skin it and I'm gonna roast it over an open fire because I want that char on there.
Okay, yeah. Have you ever had
Snake ta-
have you ever had
snake tastes
snake?
like snake tastes like chicken, but chicken tastes like everything. So
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, that one was like maybe the most just
that
like,
one out of all of them, with the like, oh yeah, I know exactly what to do with that one.
oh yeah, this is just an animal. All right. So Minox. They eat power cables. Which one's more? Probably the dark side one is a little more. You can see a little more of the meat there.
Yeah. Minoc. Hmm. So I see like, I can't remember the name, and we always called them algae eaters. They're for your fish tank.
Okay. They're
But
like
they can,
sucker fish.
yeah, they're sucker fish. So it's a fish. I mean, let's hopefully it just chowed down on a power line too, because maybe it'll give you a little tingle when we have the home. This again, we're assuming everything is safe. We are making space sushi. We are making space sashimi um out of Minox. We are thin slicing this, and we are just going to town.
So
We
I
need to
kind
find
of
some
wonder.
space rice.
I wonder if smugglers actually like this. This seems like the kind of thing that like if you were like a hungry, barely can afford gas, flying the Millennium Falcon around, and one of the you might have Minoc traps on your ship, and fry these up. See,
Yeah.
I was thinking. You said fish. I was thinking, get a good beer batter going on there with some
Oh
Corellian ale,
yeah. Yeah.
and
Get
you could
get Minoc fish and chips.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Fish and chips.
Okay, so I got two more, and these are going to be a little more obscure. Uh, the nudge.
Nudge. They're like lizards, right? Nudges
Yeah, I
are.
think so.
Yeah, these are lizard. These are.
Oh yeah, camouflage. Yeah, so
They're a
chameleons.
tree necking reptile. Um, yeah, you're. I'm kind of just gonna. So there's I forget the culture that does it, but there's a frame that sits over an open flame, right? And then you can rotate the frame, and and that's how you're roasting it. You're cooking it over an open flame. Um,
Okay.
that interior meat's got to be like super tender. And then you get the charred skin. Yeah, this is definition of Batmouse barbecue. This is
All
where we're
right.
going with
All
that
right.
one.
It's on a spit.
Yep.
All right, we got one more. The Sleen seems to be another lizard.
Celine feel just the exact same way as the nudge. They're one's in a tree, one's on the ground. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do the Celine the exact same way. I think I'm gonna char that down pretty good. Um,
Okay.
there's just something about open flame and maybe like the lightsaber that we use to like carve it up. Like you get like a nice little like cautery burn as you're going through. That let get that like a super like rare,
Okay.
like
Okay.
blue lightsaber diamond rare. we're just
So
gonna carve pieces off of that.
so this is a swamp creature, and based on the number of creatures, there's actually way less creatures than I thought there were. I did a pull up all the creatures on Scomplink, and there were like there's like 20 of them. Like there's not that many. Um, of all the creatures that we had, I think this is the one most likely to be the creature in Yoda's stew that he makes in Empire Strikes Back. With it being
Yeah.
a swamp creature, and it is like a swampy stew. It's got like some moss in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if this is stewed Sleen that he was using.
Yeah, that what that very well could have been what he did, but you could also like maybe looked at creature vehicles.
Creature vehicles. Oh, okay. Like what? What were you thinking?
Well, I mean, there's obvious,
oh, I guess. Oh, yeah, you're right. Like Banthas, you
like Rogue
definitely.
Bantha. They're Bantha steak, obviously. You know,
Yeah,
you
there's
have
definitely
Ronto.
Bantha steak. Yeah, yeah.
Disney apparently, is shipping in some cheaper meat. They've got Ronto wraps going around.
Oh yeah.
And then
Which they.
I really thought you were gonna give me the tauntaun and like how we were gonna have to serve that lukewarm.
Well, the tauntauns specifically must be disgusting because they smell bad on the outside, but they smell worse on the inside.
Right.
I think they don't use the restroom. They secrete all of their bodily waste as sweat. I think that's a thing. That's why they smell so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. The Ronto wrap. I actually looked up. I forget what's in it, but I looked up what the ingredients that are in it, and I thought about trying to make one because it is basically a Star Wars hot dog. And,
yes.
You know, I am a hot dog guy. I read a book. It's called Raw Dog by Jamie Loftus. She's a comedian who spent a summer trying all the hot dogs in the United States, and she reviewed that and did not like it. So, you know, but like it's whatever. It's a food that you get at an amusement park. You don't expect it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and especially since it's a walk up and not a it's not a sit down. It's not Blue Bayou and not Carthay Circle. It's not, you know, it's a hot dog. Come on, guys and gals, just enjoy some space hot dogs.
All right. So next segment is called Elevator Pitches for Buddy Films / Cards. I give you 2 characters and I want you to make me want to see that movie.
And here we go. I'm going to roll the dice because I want it to be more random than just me picking out, oh, this looks fun. So I have 8 pairs. So I want to see Darth Vader and Han Solo.
Okay. So Darth Vader. Just to remind everyone who these characters are. Darth Vader and Han Solo. Okay.
Maybe I should have given you a style too, because how about like a meet the Fockers?
Okay.
Meet the parents.
Okay. So this is Han and Leia are trying to impress Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Okay. Or they're trying to yeah, so this is basically what this is the Robot Chicken sketch of when they actually eat dinner in Cloud City.
Yes.
You know, it's guess who's coming to dinner? The answer is Han Solo. Yeah, so it's, you know, it's just really awkward. You know, maybe they're trying to bring up some small talk. You know, I mean, honestly, like I'll bet that Vader did kind of mess with them in that scene. Like he was like, so yeah, I just been watching you've been watching these new galactic races now that they banned pod racing. You know, who's your I've been surprised how good Ben Quadranero has been doing. And Han would be like, yeah, I like Dengar. Yeah, he's a Corellian. And Boba Fett's there like, I always vote for Sebulba. I always bet on Sebulba. You know. Yeah, that's my.
There we go.
But yeah, that's basically it. And then Leia is like giving 0 fucks. Like she has no chill. She has no chill. She just will she's like, you should let us go. We're you're and she's just talking the
Like,
whole time. Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
okay.
This is a weird pairing to start with, and it's going to be challenging if every one of them is a light side and a dark side. But we'll see. Let's see. What's my next pairing?
So let actually mix that up then, right? So this is Leia and Yoda.
All right.
Leia and Yoda, who they literally only have have Luke in common.
Okay, so let's see. So this is it's a series of sketches, like just sort of throughout Leia's adult life, like not her like post Return of the Jedi life. And she gets visited by Yoda, like as a Force ghost.
Force ghost Yoda, yeah.
And he's sort of it's at various times in her life when she's just like really frustrated, and he's like kind of giving her guidance and giving her tests. So like the first time is like relatively quickly after Return of the Jedi, and then she kind of she can't get the hang of this whole Jedi training thing, and then Yoda shows up and gives her the great warrior spiel or something like that, and then we cut to like 5 years later when she's just had her kid, and she doesn't really have time for the Jedi training, and Yoda kind of shows her that it's okay that she's okay. It's okay that she's not following in the footsteps of a Jedi, like that she has her own ways, and then at the end it's like maybe like in between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, like she's the last one left of the big three, and she needs to, and maybe he shows her the way to get to Ben, to get to Ben Solo and redeem him, like that sort of thing.
Just a Yoda popping in like, hey, you got some time for me now?
Right.
No, all right, no, it's cool. Hey, we'll just move on. No.
Maybe like
it's only the fate of the galaxy. It's only the fate of the galaxy. It's all right.
Maybe one of the sketches, or maybe like the last one or something like that. Like she's like, hey Yoda, you could show up here. I could if I could really use some guidance here, and then he doesn't come for her. He doesn't help her, and then she figures it out on her own, and then he shows up. He says, do or do not. There is no try. That kind of thing. Something like that.
Got you. Okay, so how about that time that Obi-Wan Kenobi and Prince Shizor got lost together?
Okay, so Obi-Wan Kenobi and Prince Shizor get lost together. Okay, so this is like a kind of road trip. Like they both need to get back to Coruscant. And Obi-Wan, he hates flying. So he books passage on a transport, and he has to, and because it's Empire era, so he's trying to save money or whatever. He does like a ride share, and then Shizor, who had booked a private charter, that fell through, so he had to go to the last minute thing, and then Shizor and Obi-Wan end up on this on the Stinger together, and Guri shorts out, so she can't pilot. So then then Shizor is piloting, but he's bad at it because he doesn't usually pilot, and it's like a sort of like a Obi-Wan is a little bit more of like the straight man, like he's like more like down to basics, and then Shizor is like how much can a banana cost, like that kind of thing, like he's totally out of touch because he's
he's so
guy.
Rich.
And then maybe there's like the moments where he's like super evil, and Obi-Wan's like, you can't be super evil around me, I'm a Jedi, stuff like that.
Okay, I'll watch that one. I will watch your Shizor and Obi-Wan.
I will say this is harder than I thought it was going to be too.
Okay. So tell me about the time that well, those two characters should go together. Oh, tell me the time that Corran Horn was undercover in Maul's operation, and he just couldn't fit. Everything was going like Perry the Platypus, Corran Horn in Maul's operation.
Okay, so Corran Horn, the police officer, goes undercover in and it's like that movie with Adam Sandler and Marlon Wayans. Is that called Bulletproof?
It is
or
Bulletproof.
Damon Wayans, whichever Wayans it is.
It's Damon Wayans in Bulletproof.
Yeah. So they he goes undercover, and they become friends. See, the problem is that premise actually doesn't really work because Maul is Maul. Like there's no gray area with Maul.
But they both hate the Emperor.
They do both hate the Empire. They do well, but does Corran Horn hate the Empire if he's the undercover cop?
Well, Crimson Dawn doesn't love the Empire.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Is like Corran Horn basically worked for the Empire when he was a cop. So maybe this is the story of how he becomes disenchanted with the Empire, because Maul is able to show him kind of the darker side of things, and ultimately like Corran is able to see what's where there is corruption, that the lawful, Corran has that lawful good tendency to him, although people tell me that lawful good doesn't mean what I think it does, but Corran has that, like, the law is right, like that's his default stance,
Gotcha.
is one of like law and order, and but also he has a sense of of morality and everything, and so kind of being able to see that there's maybe some gray area there, maybe connects him with the rebels. And I mean, honestly, maybe there's other people within Maul's organization. Maybe this is one of those movies that, like, it's Darth Maul and Corran Horn. It's Bradley Cooper and Chris Evans or something. It's like two huge stars are the stars, but really, like, Bradley Cooper as Darth Maul is like more of a, like, he's actually almost the villain of the piece, and then it's Bradley Cooper, or not Bradley Cooper. Who did I say? Chris Evans. Chris Evans as Corran Horn, is like kind of befriending more of the foot soldiers in Maul's organization, seeing that maybe they're not there by choice, and maybe things aren't as black and white as he thought they were, kind of the Wire kind of thing.
Right, they got pushed into it because they had to, out of necessity, more than anything else.
Yeah, like Darth Maul is like Idris Elba, and then but like Corran Horn is like, it's like he's McNulty, and the, I don't remember the character's name, but like the guy that's like the main kind of other guy, younger the guy that kills Michael B. Jordan. I can't remember his name. But yeah, that guy.
That guy.
It's been a little while since I saw The Wire, but like you know, there's like in The Wire
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have like the really bad drug dealers, and then the like the people who are just like they were in 8th grade and they didn't have any choice but to be on the corner, you know, and so maybe that's where Corran, you know, connects with them.
All right, I like that. I watch a gritty Bradley Cooper.
That's
Chris
actually
Evans.
kind of a good idea. Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper as Darth Maul. I don't know about that, but also probably not Bradley Cooper. Probably like it would probably be like more like oh, who am I thinking? The Big who's Lebowski?
John Goodman?
No. Well, John Goodman would work too, but yeah, Fat Maul. But
Fat Maul.
Well, no, he loses. Actually, maybe he loses a lot of weight. Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges is Darth Maul. Jeff Bridges is Darth Maul. Chris Evans as Corran Horn. Which I'm gonna, if you got a couple more of these, I'm definitely gonna start casting them.
Oh no, I want you to cast him. That actually works really well. Okay, so this one is a I love a girl power movie. Like when I refer to the card to the girl power card handle I really love just kick-ass girls. I've got 2 daughters, so kick-ass girls are, you know, kind of big for me. So Aura Singh, Kira, and Mara Jade are gonna run not afoul of Ahsoka, but you know, they all have similar objectives in this one. They kind of all just kind of keep getting in the way of each other, though.
Okay. So this is like a this is like a Birds of Prey, or the
emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Of one Harley Quinn, yeah. Okay, so now I'm totally blanking on every actress who's ever existed's name.
Bonus if you miscast the characters, even though they've already played the character.
Oh, come on.
Like Emilia Clarke could return for Kira, but
okay. So first of all, Margot Robbie as Mara Jade.
Okay.
Yeah. So Margot Robbie is Mara Jade. I think she's great. I think yeah. So this takes place in her post, like kind of like she's working with Talon Card at this point. So she's kind of in that gray area.
Right.
I'm gonna have to Google
is she still like looking for Luke at this time?
Well, okay, so I would say that she has the "you will kill Luke Skywalker" like in the back of her mind, but she's more directly working with Talon Card. Like maybe that's like not her priority.
Gotcha.
Aura Singh is Kate Blanchett. Definitely, obviously, you know, tall, strong, silent type. She's going for the bounty of Ahsoka. You know, because Ahsoka probably perpetually has a bounty on her. and then Kira. So Ahsoka is Anne Hathaway, and I'll come back to that.
Okay.
Kira is I may have to edit this section to make it seem like I'm not just like sitting and thinking and Googling names of actresses.
I mean, you get your Sandra Bullock in here, and then, you know. Yeah.
So no. Okay, so actually, Ahsoka is Anya Taylor-Joy.
Okay.
Kira is oh man, every single actress who has ever existed is blanking from my brain.
And you're the movie guy, so I'm actually kind of happy that that this is happening there.
Okay. Well, the thing is, and also I keep Googling these actresses and like it's like these are totally random roles that I know they were because I know who they are. So okay, what do we say? Margot Robbie as Mara Jade, Anya Taylor-Joy as Ahsoka,
Kate Blanchett as
Aura Singh, and Emma Stone as Kira.
Okay.
Now this version of Kira, she's basically spent the last like 10, 15 years, like however long between Solo and the end of Return of the Jedi. Because this is like I'm thinking like a year or two post Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
And it might even be a Disney Mara, so she might not even care about Luke. Like I think this is I mean you could twist it so that she cares about Luke, but maybe this is the Disney incarnation, so she doesn't care. So Ahsoka has she wasn't at the Battle of, you know, she was like the meme shows, she was playing on her phone during the Battle of Endor. But it seems like the galaxy is kind of coming together, so she's considering coming out of hiding. And she is seen in a public place. So the Empire put what remains of them puts out a bounty on her head. And Aura Singh goes to track her down and teams up with Kira, because Kira is at this point, she was involved with Crimson Dawn, but Crimson Dawn is long since gone. But she's just lived a life of crime, going from one job to the next. She gets hired on just as sort of one more, and Mara Jade, because Talon Card, they find out that Talon Card has like a lead on Ahsoka's location, but Talon Card doesn't want to appear himself, so he sends Mara Jade in his place. Okay. So that's when those three get together, and they actually all end up. Mara Jade tags along because she has to like show she has the lead, but she has to like show them where it is, kind of thing. And then that's where we reveal that Mara has been working with Ahsoka, and there's some greater threat. They find out that the Empire is like maybe like that plague from the X-Wing books or something, like some kind of like genocidal universe-ending threat, and that basically and they each kind of have their own reasons, but then they end up turning on the Empire and fighting the Empire. Maybe Aura Singh is a little bit under duress, or maybe they find out something from Aura Singh's past that it turns out that that sort of thing. But yeah, they are
It was the Emperor that directed that directed Aura Singh to be kidnapped or
something
taken away
like
from
that.
the Jedi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something like that. And and everybody's kind of played it a little bit elevated. Got lots of MCU style jokes. Maybe somebody eats a breakfast sandwich. that movie was amazing. That Harley Quinn movie is amazing. So go. I'm gonna have to watch that. That was the last new movie that I saw in theaters before the pandemic, and it was a good one. It reignited my love for breakfast sandwiches.
I do love a good breakfast sandwich.
All right,
like a Rancho wrap.
You got one more for me, or should we call it there?
We can call it there.
I think that's a good place to end.
Yeah, breakfast sandwiches are good.
This was fun. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Until next time, good luck, have fun, happy Star Wars Day, and may the Force be with, and no reverts. No, not may the Force. Well, may the Fourth be with you, I guess.
Well, I mean, wait, you have to revert. You have to revert there.
I always like Happy Star Wars Day better than May the Fourth be with you, just because I think May the Fourth be with you is a little millennial cringe. But good luck, have fun, and no reverts.